actually got to talk about the movie.
Not the worst thing I've seen this year.
No.
Yeah.
But it's certainly not the best thing.
Oh, no. No. I hate to even say this, but it kind of falls under the category of, God, this was awful, and it could have been decent.
Yeah, it could have been.
It fucking wasn't, though.
They actually had a decent cast.
The cast was good, and the cast did, like, even Melissa McCarthy wasn't as annoying as she is in most of the fucking movies. Like, the few dramatic scenes she's tried to pull off, she did really well.
That was the same thing.
It was just the bullshit scenes when they're, like, dancing around in a parking lot with a bag on your head for 5 minutes for no fucking reason.
Yeah.
Like, and that's not her fault. That's just bad fucking filmmaking. It was just so poorly fucking made.
So, in case you guys haven't figured it out, we went to go see Tammy.
No, they fucking know.
I know they do.
We're in a car together. They know what we went and saw. We haven't reviewed a movie together in like a year, man. They know what we fucking went and saw.
This has become like the Melissa McCarthy tandem now is what it is.
Well, Sarah was supposed to come, but she has a sinus headache, so I fucking took a bullet. Well, people wanted to see her beat you upside the face again.
You know, it happens.
Well.
Okay, she can beat me upside the head. Doesn't make me right or wrong.
If she beats you upside the head, it's probably because you're wrong. Well.
Oh. But yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, we saw that movie. I guess you could call it a movie.
It was filmed. And there were people
in it
that were playing people other than they really are in life, so I guess that qualifies as a film.
Yeah, it was just... The plot was kind of aimless and non-existent.
Right.
And...
It was a road trip movie that had probably the worst premise for a road trip movie.
Yeah.
Just kind of came out and went, okay, let's go. There was no setup to it. It was just like, oh, I got money. Oh, I've got a car. Let's go.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there was a setup, but there was no particular reason.
Right.
Like, and yeah, because the setup even doesn't make sense necessarily to a road trip movie either.
No.
Yeah.
The circumstances that her character gets put into don't blend well into, oh, well, let's go on the road trip.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
I think even the worst people probably don't think, well, she ends up, her husband is cheating on her. Well, she loses her job. Her husband cheats on her. Her car breaks down. Most people aren't going to, their first thought isn't going to be, oh, I need to go on a road trip.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially just like that. I can see couple days down the road, you're contemplating things, you need to get away. But this is like, car breaks down, loses her job, husband cheats on her, goes right over the house where her mom lives, which is like 2 doors down. Her grandma's like, I've got $6,700 in a car.
She's packed and ready to fucking go.
Ready to go. And then they go.
Yeah.
Ill-advised to say the least.
Yeah. And it just builds into, the obvious, ridiculous, bad situations that you can get in on a road trip with your 70-something-year-old grandmother who's a raging alcoholic. That was an odd little side story that she was an alcoholic, too.
Yeah, that was. Just, kind of...
It's just like cramming a bunch of shit in that could have been a movie on its own and cramming it into a road trip movie. With ridiculous breaks for sequences that are supposed to be funny that just make no sense and serve no purpose. Like the whole jet ski scene.
Yeah, that was weird and random.
Yeah. Even the bank robbery, or not the bank, the restaurant robbery, that plays so largely in the trailers. Just not necessary.
No. Well, and I mean, like some of these scenes are, you know, I guess they're trying to. I mean, you could cut both of those scenes out. And it would have been just fine. Because, I mean, the two scenes were meant to complement each other.
Oh, yeah.
The jet ski scene, obviously, you know, sets up the robbery scene later. But they weren't necessary. You could have cut both of them out and had no problem.
Yeah.
There was no, you know.
Well, and yeah, the jet ski scene, she wrecks a jet ski.
Yeah.
And so they lose the majority of the money they have. Which at the same time makes no fucking sense, because I don't care where you run a jet ski from. If you wreck it, it's probably fucking insured. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, if you wreck the jet ski, they're not going to demand $5,000 on site.
In fact, I think it's, if you run a jet ski service, I'm pretty sure insurance is required.
Oh, I'm sure it is, yeah.
Not only on the jet ski, but insurance for injury, in case of injury of an individual. So, why the jet ski operator would then be like, oh, you wrecked it, you need to pay up. And that's not how it works.
Yeah.
Unless you're a shady-ass jet ski man who needs to be shut down.
Yeah. It's hard to, like, describe this movie in a way that I'm finding it difficult because, like I said, it had potential.
Right.
But I'm not sure exactly where it was.
Or how they could have brought it
together,
forward.
Yeah. I mean, because there were moments I actually laughed a few times. Like there was a couple really good like reaction gags and things like that in this that were really well done, and most of the acting was just fine. There was a whole lot of unnecessary side character development for no reason.
Yeah.
All kind. It was really poorly scripted and directed by like a fucking 12-year-old.
Well, and then they did make a big thing about the robbery and stuff, and then the physical gag of her trying to jump over the thing, and I'm like, I mean, there's not a whole lot of actual physical gag comedy in it.
Yeah, and the bits that are in it are they're unnecessary.
Yeah.
They're really unnecessary. Because it didn't service the movie at all. Like,
you know, and those are the ones that didn't get any laughs. The laughs,
everything got laughs
from us.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, the crowd laughed, which if you're going to see this movie to go see it, it's probably going to be something that makes you laugh. That's just.
But that's not the shit I found even remotely amusing in it.
The amusing gag, they weren't physical. They weren't even gross out. I mean, they're not even new stuff, but those scenes we laughed at were done well.
Yeah.
And it showed flashes, but never really delivered on it.
No, yeah. Yeah. Oh, all in all, it was a fucking pile of shit. But it's one of those things like there's a reason Melissa McCarthy is popular right now. It's because she is somebody who I think has potential.
Oh, yeah.
But she's got it seems like everything she's been in that I've seen, they keep trying to hit that thing that made people laugh about her in laugh at her character in Bridesmaids.
Right.
And it's just like, you keep doing that shtick, you're going to be that. She's really kind of like. She's becoming the female Adam Sandler.
Yeah. Or Poor Woman's Chris Farley.
Yeah. At least in this movie, they didn't focus on her weight.
That's true.
They commented on it a few times, but not.
They weren't making fun of it as much.
Yeah.
Like the main time when like her grandma gets drunk and then she starts making fun of her, it's not played as a funny scene. It's
meant to be vicious.
It's meant to be vicious, and it is. I mean, it's it's one of those things where if the movie was better, you'd feel for her.
Yeah, that was part of why I hate it. It was the play. It's one of those things. Yeah, she's a hefty girl. So be it.
Right.
Like, but it's so much easier to give her shit about it when the movie focuses on it. And this, it doesn't do that, and that's fine.
No.
And it's not as gross out as a lot of the shit she's done. But at the same time, it's just like, it did the same thing it did in Identity Thief. Like, this woman's a mess. Then we clean her up.
Right. Yeah, and Identity Thief didn't really go into weight really a lot at all either. But
there was more jokes about it.
There were.
They didn't comment on it. It was like, oh, right. It'd be funny if the fat lady does this.
Yeah. But I mean, it was kind of like this movie and Identity Thief I feel like she's trying to get away from that a little bit, but she's, I don't know, because of the past roles in Bridesmaid, even in The Heat, I don't know, she's finding it difficult to get away from that, which, I mean, it would be because we know, when your big breakout hit is you playing this role,
yeah, people
are going to want to keep seeing that, which is unfortunate.
It is, but before this movie, we got the trailer for St. Vincent, and she might be just a very small supporting character in that movie, but at the same time, but
she's playing it straight.
Yeah, which
she's playing it. St. Vincent. I actually kind of wanted to see that.
Was a fantastic trailer.
It's got Bill Murray in it as a crotchety old man, and Melissa McCarthy is, I'm assuming, a single mom that didn't really go into it, but you can tell there was no husband figure with their young son. Bill Murray needs money. He ends up
being the babysitter.
And, obviously, crotchety old men probably aren't the best at babysitting, especially when they don't have any kids of their own. It didn't look like it anyway. And he's got a stripper for a house cleaner, but it looks like she's playing it straight.
And I'm curious to see how she does in it, because she's one of those people that I think could be really good and solid and funny, and even in the right movie, a decent leading lady, but this was not it.
Yeah, I think well, in the times when she was humorous in that trailer, it was subtle.
Yeah, no, she was,
but it worked.
Well, she was reacting to things, and that's the best moments of this movie. She was reacting to things, and the lady has a good, I bet she'd have a fantastic spit take.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, and again, there was a couple times in this movie, like when Identity Thief, where she gets serious, and she did
much better with it in this than she did in Identity Thief.
Right. So I hope that it's kind of one of those learning processes where she's kind of, because I think she does a good job. I think she just doesn't get enough of a chance to display that side of her acting.
Well, and I think maybe working with a couple more competent movie directors.
People that aren't her husband.
People that aren't her husband, and she's been in a couple movies in the past few years, but the majority of the work she's done is television, and that's a whole different world.
Right, and she plays a more straight character in Mike and Molly, and I've watched a couple episodes of that, and I'm like, and it's that subtle type of humor. Yeah. They have some weight jokes, but
there's a lot of weight jokes in that show. Come on.
Yeah,
man.
Okay, there are. But it's not the same.
No, yeah.
Like when she's not playing some dirtbag character to clean up, she's actually playing a decent human being in that show, and
she's charming in it.
She is. There's nothing.
Well, she was charming as fucking Bridesmaids. And I honestly didn't care for that movie in the long run, but she was actually one of the highlights of it. She was fucking funny in it.
Yeah.
But almost everything else I've fucking seen her in, it's just like, this is fucking painful to watch.
Well, yeah, and it's just one of those things. She got successful because of that, so now
that's what's expected, and
it's
that's
time
what she's
to start
getting
to
offered.
derivatives,
And,
and yeah.
Yeah.
It's, this cycle is continuing. It looks like it's getting better. I hope it does get better. Because, I did obviously do my share of railing on her for some of these movies.
Well, and
Unfairly a little bit as far as the weight goes. I made some bad jokes, which people are like, what the fuck, you're fatty too. I'm like, yeah, but it was more in response to just the roles. It wasn't, it's her I'm fine with. And I don't know, it just seems like she's trying to get over on this other path, and I kind of hope she does.
Yeah, she's one of those people that I do look forward to when I see a movie starring her as coming out and I don't cringe and swear.
Right.
That's I'm looking forward to that. I sincerely am. I honestly don't think it's going to happen anytime soon.
Probably not.
But who knows? Who knows?
Things could change.
All in all, this movie was a fucking piece of shit.
Yeah.
It was easier to sit through than some of the things, a lot of the things I've seen in the past 2 years, but it's certainly not very good.
No.
Fucking.
I liked Kathy Bates.
Kathy, they surrounded her with a really solid supporting cast, but half of them didn't have shit to do.
No.
Like, Allison Janney's her mom. She's got 2 bad scenes. Yeah. Kathy Bates was the... It's not quite like the straight-up stereotype, but if you're looking for, like, the basic... She was the, in essence, the magical Negro butler.
Yeah, I guess she was, wasn't she? Yeah. Yeah.
I hate to put it that way, but that's
if
how...
there's a comparison as far as, like, other movies, yeah.
Like, the speech from the unexpected person that helps you turn it around.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The mentor figure that you wasn't expecting.
An angry pyromaniac lesbian.
Which was fun.
Yeah. No, yeah.
And then Sandra Oh played her girlfriend, which... That was just kind of there.
Yeah, it was just kind of there, and it's like, oh, Sandra Oh's in this. She's a pretty decent actress. She didn't have shit to do.
Or Toni Collette.
Toni Collette!
That could have been fucking anybody. Toni Collette plays the...
Yeah, no, that could have been anyone, and it was Toni Collette, and it's like, you're wasting Toni Collette.
Right.
Honestly, the best actor in the whole thing was the dude who played the love interest.
It's Mark Duplass, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Charming as fuck.
Mm-hmm. Which, was it I believe it was the other movie I saw that he had a big role in was, Safety Not Guaranteed.
Okay.
He was great in that, too. That was a fun movie. But he's one of those people that she could learn from as far as, like, the subtlety goes.
Yeah.
He's not over. He was never over the top.
Her scenes with him, for the most part, were pretty solid.
Right. They were.
And cute. And normally, when you look at those two on screen together, you would instantly think, oh, they'd be a good romantic pairing, and they pulled it off well.
Yeah, it seemed real. And that kind of the conversations they had were conversations I could see two people in that situation having.
Yeah.
They weren't ridiculous. They were adorable.
Yeah.
Adorable is the word I would use, because their shyness towards each other, but
we're spending a lot of time complimenting a really shitty movie.
Well, like you said, there were flashes there, but it just never.
It was. I'd say 40% of this movie was solid, but the other 60% was so fucking bad.
Yeah.
And it was mostly just The director was fucking terrible.
Yeah.
So many wasted shots and weird cuts and...
Or just weird interaction between the beginning with that fucking deer.
She hits a fucking deer, and it's like her doing up-close shots talking to this deer that she's hit that's obviously alive, and some of the worst CG I've seen in fucking years. I'm talking like Rocky and Bullwinkle animated
so
bad.
Easily done.
And
so puppetry, and it probably would have been cheaper.
Puppetry or an animatronic or something, you know?
Yeah.
But, yeah. Yeah. Horrible CG deer. She's talking to it. And, like, that scene in a different movie might have been just fine. Or that scene as, like, an SNL skit. It was like a lot of fucking weird SNL skits put together with a thin plot.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Like, with the deers and shit. Like, this, apparently people who don't live in the Midwest think that, one, that we hit a lot of deers, which some people do. But it's not... the deers don't look like that. Most of the time, the deers aren't getting up.
No. And
the car's not getting up. The deer's not... The deer is probably partially in the vehicle or smashed into the grill.
Yeah, and do you know, honestly, like, if the deer's not dead, it's already gone.
Oh, yeah.
That's been my experience. If it's not dead, it's gone.
Deers are surprisingly
strong animals, resilient to damage, those fucking things.
You could shoot a deer through the heart. Adrenaline will take it another 300 yards before it drops. And it will jump. It's not just straight down a hill, up a hill, jumping over shit. They are fucking beasts.
Yeah.
So
the one time I hit a deer, its head came through the windshield.
Yeah.
And then it pulled itself out and ran away while I sat there in shock.
The deer's like, fuck this, I'm out. And just like, what the fuck happened?
No, yeah, just...
What the fuck?
Holes everywhere.
But between, like, that movie and then that... Oh, fucking... I can't believe I'm referencing this. Grown Ups 2. Although, Grown Ups 2 was infinitely more preposterous than this. I mean, that is a little bit more legit than a deer walking to your house and then pissing on you.
Yeah, probably.
That was probably the most terrible animal interaction I've ever seen in my life, like, in any movie
a
ever.
deer getting into your house, not that preposterous, sad to say, living in the Midwest. It fucking...
Right.
They get into places.
They get adventurous, yeah.
Like,
you get a brave one that'll...
Every once in a while, one will show up in, like,
our hospital.
Walmart, the hospital.
Yeah.
High school.
Yeah.
You remember? Yeah. Yes, high school.
Well, the deer, it was last year, ran into the entrance to Memorial.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I was like, because I was actually working that day. I'm sitting there going, what the fuck are you guys talking about deer? It's like, there was a deer that ran into the hot. I'm like, nah. And yeah, sure enough, they had fucking video footage of it running in, people running away from it. But yeah, deers will do that shit.
Yeah.
Now will they walk up to two people sleeping, and then as soon as they get shocked, rear up and then start pissing?
No. No, they'll run and destroy some shit on the way out.
Yes.
Fuck. I'm tired of talking about this shitty fucking movie. I'm tired of talking about shitty movies, period. I need to see something good soon.
Guardians is
I know.
less than a month.
I know. Guardians. Ooh.
But that's going to be a long month.
Yeah.
And I don't even know what the hell's coming out in between now and then, but...
I used to pay attention. I just kind of lost hope.
Oh, man, yeah, but...
I just, about Tuesday, I start bracing myself for Brad's phone call.
Yeah, this movie's not good.
No, not good at all.
And it's not a fault of the cast. Like you said, it's
scripting and direction and bad editing and bad filmmaking in general. It's just somebody going for those... The big set piece laughs that they went for were just so unnecessary to the movie. Where, you know,
Yeah.
a little more work on making the plot more cohesive and...
Again, yeah, like, subtlety is the big... I keep coming back to the subtlety, but...
Oh, yeah.
Like you said, with these big set pieces, they set these things up so much that it's so outside the story that it's just like becomes preposterous. Yeah. And if you would have toned it down
and spend the time you waste on a 5-minute dance sequence in a parking lot that serves no purpose at all and has really no build-up. You spend 5 minutes on it. You spend that 5 minutes on 5 more minutes of plot.
Yeah.
You know, and you can make the plot funnier. You can make everything funnier if you just spend time on it. Oh well. Fuck it. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Don't
pretty
see
much.
this movie.
No, don't.
No.
Don't. See the movie that she's in 3 years from now that's hopefully well written.
Yeah.
And allows her to open up more.
No, I think she's one of those people who she finally starts working with really good directors. I was reading earlier that she and the guy who did Paul Feige?
Feig, yeah, the one who did Heat and...
Yeah, he's doing another... I didn't see Heat, so I can't speak to it, but apparently they're doing another movie together, and I know he's not a terrible director.
Right.
But we'll see. We'll see.
I mean, the Heat wasn't great, but it wasn't complete shit either.
Okay.
So, and she actually stole most of that movie for Sandra Bullock. So, that was something at least. But, yeah.
Nah. Yeah, I've got time for a scotch before bed. Alright, I'm fucking done here. Good night, kids.